I'm Allie Schultze, and going into 9th grade, and I go to Old Fort High School. Yeah, Old Fort, right? When I was decided to go to Life, I kind of expected a lot of people, and I thought it would be fun, but I didn't know there was going to be a bunch of bouncy houses and stuff. That was unexpected. I thought that we would just kind of have a big session and then lots of big rooms with lots of people and not a lot of time for questions, and that we would all have to stick together all of the time. And a lot of my expectations were wrong because it was a lot funner than I actually thought it would be, so there's that. What I learned at Life, though, is I learned that there's a lot of people in this world who really need God, and we have to bring that to them. And missions is a field where a lot of people are needed, and a lot of people are too scared or are unable to actually go do that. And so we need to go help them and reach those people so they know God and they can go to heaven. Because a big motivation is, do you really want to see all of those people go to hell? I don't want to see that. So I think we just have to really try and help them, and that's definitely what I learned.
My name's Margaret. I go to Fremont Ross High School. I'm going into the 10th grade. What I expected to get from Life was to get my journey to get closer to God. And I learned how to reach people that are more likely to be harder to reach.
Hi, I'm James. I go to Gibsonburg High School, and when I went to Life, I expected something amazing, and I received what I expected. It really was amazing. What I learned at Life was that even when you think God's not talking to you, He is, and you just need to listen harder and not lose hope.
I'm Haley. I'm gonna be a freshman. What I expected going into Life was to learn more and have some kind of spiritual connection, be more prominent in my life than what it has been before. I learned that not everything is nothing is an accident, and everything happens for a reason, and there's probably something going on in your life, and it's supposed to happen if it's going on.
Hi, my name is Elvis Beechler, and I'm going in the 11th grade at Old Fort. And what I expected going into Life was I thought it'd be kind of boring and serious and stuff. But what I learned is that it's not boring. It was actually a great experience, and I learned a lot about God, and I feel like I got a lot closer to Him. And if you have the chance to go to Life in the future, I definitely take the opportunity. I wish I could go again.
And my name's Shelby, and I go to Fremont Ross. I'm gonna be a junior this year. And when I went into Life, I didn't expect it to be as good or as great as it was. What I learned was how God looked sitting on the throne with the 24 other thrones, and they were throwing the crowns to their feet, and He was rubies and diamonds.
My name is Journey. I'm going into junior year. I'm going to Fremont Ross High School. I expected it to be an awesome time, and it actually was. And I learned that God works amazing ways through everybody in different ways. And I just had a great time, and Christ really called on me this week, and I'm blessed that I got to go.
My name's Clarissa Johnson. I'm in 11th grade, and I go to Fremont Ross High School. What I expected going to Life, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of expected it to be a little boring. But it wasn't boring at all, honestly. What I learned at life, I learned how to live through Christ better and how to answer questions that people who don't believe in Christ have. I learned how to handle situations better, and I learned that no matter what happens, God is there. Even if it seems like He's not, He is, and He cares for you, and He loves you. Any additional comments I have are the bus ride was really long and a little uncomfortable, but other than that, I enjoyed it.
What's up, guys? I'm Noah Henkel, and I will be going to Terra as a freshman. I just graduated high school. I actually expected a lot going into life. I expected God to show up in an incredible way, and that's exactly what He did. Like, I've been to life twice now, 2013 and 2016, and I can honestly say both of those times were the closest I've ever felt to God. It's incredible. Like, there's no words to explain it. You have to be there. Some of the things I learned at this trip, like, it just opened up my eyes to what God really is. Like, He's, like, I know me personally, I tend to, like, put Him in a box and, like, only expect so much, but He is so much more than any of us could ever imagine. And, like, just life, like, worshiping, like, everyone's going crazy in that building. And just to imagine, like, that is nothing compared to how heaven's gonna be. Like, it excites me, and it wants me, like, it wants me to start bringing other people with me to the kingdom of heaven, not just, like, keeping it for myself, to share God's good news. I would suggest for anyone who's in middle school to go in 2019. It is incredible, and that's all I gotta say.
Alright, I'm David Merrill. I'm going to be a senior at Gibsonburg High School / Terra Community College. One thing I expected going into life was for God to speak and for God to move. And one thing that I learned at life is that God speaks and moves not only when you're in a crowd of 5,500, but He speaks and moves all the time. But that just because He's not speaking as loudly as He is when you're in a crowd that big, that doesn't mean He doesn't speak. And that doesn't mean that you have to keep Him in a box.